What's up, guys? Shouri here, and today we are going to go over Sindri. And one thing, I'm not going to be using his second ult because I'm mostly just going in free-for-all and kind of giving some tips and tricks on how to kill people with it and how to live a little bit better. And also, if you're here for the more Atomic game, that is somewhere in here. I will have everything timestamped, so if you just want to watch that, skip to it, whatever. But basically, the main thing that you want to do with Sindri is to, one, make sure your turret doesn't die. Always pick it up before it dies, because it has a 4-second cooldown if you pick it up, and an 8 to 9-second cooldown if it dies. So that is important. That's why right there, I get it last second. And at the bottom, it'll charge. It's better to have a half-health turret than have to wait too long to be able to get it back. Right here, we tried to get back in time. We ended up dying to the chemist, but it is what it is. And right here, we're immediately going to go up. And Sindri actually can shoot really far away. Its balls go pretty much across the map, and they're pretty steady. You need to lead your shots with it, though, because if you do not, it will not hit them. It's kind of like walling in that way. The further it is, the more you have to lead your shots. The closer, the less it matters. And while Sindri's turret is super annoying, her base damage alone is so good, and the turret is really good also to just go ahead and shoot people, especially things like Aletta or Kazama. But really, your base damage alone is huge. And the best part is you don't have to hit headshots to get criticals, you just have to hit them. So this character is very easy to jump with and still get all of the benefits of headshots. So as long as you're hitting him, it's all good. And if people are jumping from far away, remember that you have to lead your shots. So it's best just to stay the course. Don't go up and down, especially since you don't have to hit their head. So just keep it steady when they're jumping up and down. It really won't do anything. The only thing that will matter is strafing, and of course, when you have your ultimate up, people are just absolutely screwed. And all these games were done around 1,000, which it's kind of hard in free-for-all, I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot better in team games, but it can work in anything. Especially one thing you want to do is your turret placement. Sometimes I like to leave it out, kind of like a warning system, just to see if people are going to be coming up in a certain way. But on team games, you might want to leave it on top of a cart or on top of a higher object, and that way it's a warning system for the team as well. But in free-for-all, you don't have to worry about your team, so just do whatever you gotta do. And the best thing you can do when you're playing something, especially like Aletta, is put it between you and them and stay in cover. They're either gonna have to kill your turret, and if they do that, you come out and kill them, or they're gonna have to go for you, and if you're behind cover, you should be able to get them with your turret and then just a couple shots before they can actually get to you. And things like Mark that do tons of damage, you want to be able to get them to focus on your turret and either stay behind your turret and use it as cover the way I did there, or you can have them shoot at the turret and then move away from it. Especially if you're low, usually they can hit your head behind the turret, so sometimes it's better to kind of get away from it and just take the risk of getting shot, because a lot of the time if they're already focused on the turret, if you move, they're not necessarily going to switch. So that is one thing you can do if you're lower, but for the most part, you want to just keep the turret up as a distraction especially, and use it as cover, because if there is nothing you can do just out in the middle, the turret is always something you can kind of duck behind, and it'll take some of the aim assist away from you. The only thing the turret doesn't really help you against are things like Walling and Osus. Usually they will be able to hit you over it almost every time. It doesn't work as good against Hunter either, but for most of the other characters, especially other Sindris and things like Lobula that have the splash damage, or Kazuma, it can really help take that damage. They can't really get the precise bullets over it. Right there, we go ahead and steal the guy's kill, and then we go ahead and get our own. We have our turret staying up top, getting that guy as he comes out, and then we are going to go around, so I'm going to go ahead and take my turret back, because it does take about 4 seconds, so I want to give myself enough time to be able to get it out when I find the next guy. and we do end up getting the last kill for an 11 streak. This guy is just absolutely insane at living because of the way the turret works. A lot of the characters that can give you a ton of trouble, it actually tracks and shoots with auto aim, so you don't really have to worry about it that much. And if you were wondering where the more Atomic game is, this one is it, and he's playing on Mark, which is a terrible matchup for Sindri, but we do our best and just try to get what we can. Right there, I do drop the turret on top of him, and then I use it as cover. Right here, I decide to go chase after the Victor, that way they don't get my kill. But obviously that didn't work out. One thing bad about Victor is if he stuns you, you're kind of screwed. I guess that's not really just Sindri, but luckily one burst of shots can actually end up getting 2 kills, as you saw there. Right here we do spawn on more Atomic, and we're gonna go ahead and use our special. He does a great job to actually get away though. We are able to get rid of that Jabali by using our turret behind him. That's your best bet, especially against bot Jabalis. Put your turret behind them and back up. That way they either have to kill the turret, and then you can go ahead and kill them in the back yourself, or you can keep shooting their shields while the turret kills them from behind. And that is really your only option against Jabali, because if he gets too close, you will never be able to kill him before he kills you. So you just really want to separate the turret and you and kind of sandwich him in by yourself. And that is not just with Jabali, but a lot of characters like Victor as well, where you're not really going to be able to protect yourself by using it as a shield. So your best bet is putting it behind them and then shooting them while trying to get away. It's really your only option. Right there, they did end up stealing our kill, which was unfortunate, and then they also got us, which is going to help them kind of start to come back a little bit, so our large lead is gone. Right there, I'm going to go ahead and scoop up my ball so I can put it up here when I get here. I luckily didn't need it, so I go ahead and save the cooldown, and then I go and try to find the next guy. Right here, we are going to be able to go against the shell, and I pop my turret a little bit too much in a closed off area, but it does let me know that Atomic's behind me. It didn't really matter that much though. He does end up getting me anyways. So right here, we are going to find the Jabali, and this is a rough one because you don't want to chase the Jabali up there, but also I just don't know who else to go for. Luckily, Atomic does show up. He gets to heal, so it's probably not the best idea to rush in there, but I have my ultimate up, so I figure if I go in there, I'll be fine. Luckily, it did end up working out, but that was a risk to take. And I go ahead and see him kill somebody over on the left side, so we're going to go the opposite direction, and then we see a Victor that we can try to go get, and we luckily were able to actually go ahead, steal the Victor's kill, and then we weren't able to get the kill itself, but it all worked out, and then a shell spawns right next to us, but luckily we are able to sandwich him in with our turret, and we go ahead and get out another turret. Luckily, the Jabali actually moved forward for us, so we are able to sandwich him in. As you can see, he has to choose between defending us or the turret, and we are able to go ahead and shoot him in the back for the win. And then we only need one more kill. I just gotta find somebody, and this is always nerve-wracking, especially because I tend to fail on this character so much with just one kill to go. But luckily, I was able to go ahead and get it, and then we are able to get that win. And we got one more game, and this one is against RDL, who is another great YouTuber if you guys want to check him out as well. And we are able to go ahead and spawn in front of a Victor and use our bot to be able to distract the Victor just long enough to be able to go ahead and kill him. And we want to make sure that we close the distance quickly onto all the Judixes because they are very dangerous at range against Sindri, but if you can get up close to him, you're in pretty good shape. Right there we have a Gloria just destroying us from far, but luckily we didn't take too much damage, and we were able to get behind line of sight pretty quickly. Right there we are able to get the Osus while he's distracted, and then I rush into a Christina not realizing I had no freaking ammo, and then I end up dying. He gets a heal right before I kill him, but luckily we spawn and we do get our revenge pretty quickly, and then we are back off to a Victor, and that is the worst thing ever to spawn right in front of a Victor, especially when he has an ultimate left. But we did get the kill. We're gonna go ahead, speed it up while we go ahead and get some heals because we were pretty low, but we did go ahead and get next to that Judix. Like I said, if you can get up close to the Judix, you are golden. And as I was saying earlier, with this character, jumping is great because as long as you hit him in the body, you are getting headshot damage. So there's no reason for you not to be jumping. It's going to make it harder for them to hit, and it doesn't really affect you that much. Right there, we go ahead and shoot the damage, and then we get behind the wall, using the ability for our bullets to kind of keep going after we're behind and getting out of there. That way we can kill him and protect ourselves, especially against something like a Judix that can wall peek you and just kill you so quickly. Right here, we're in the open against a Judix, which is your worst nightmare as a Sindri. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, go behind him, and hit up that ultimate, because it's going to go ahead and give you the armor you need and actually ensure you get the kill. Because Judix is just way too strong, especially if you're already low, you gotta do what you gotta do. I love that ultimate though, because it's basically an automatic 1 or 2 kills. I like to use it more if I'm in a situation that I'm able to go shoot 2 people who are fighting each other. But if you can't get that situation, you gotta do what you gotta do, and it is fine just to go ahead and run into anyone you can. And especially if it's somebody who's in the lead, it's not a bad idea. RDL got a ton of kills, and I didn't do anything for like a solid minute, and then we go ahead and are tied at the very end of the game. Luckily for me, the Christina spawns next to my turret. He's getting shot, taking no damage, but it allows me to know where he is, and we're able to get it. And then we do finish off the game blind firing into the cylinder and killing the Osus. And there we go, guys. That is the best way to play Sindri as an attack. And I hope you guys like this and it helped. Give it a like, subscribe. Thank you to all my members and donators. I appreciate you guys. I hope you all have a great day.